Hello, good morning. I'm so happy to be here this morning and trying to manifest spring. It is spring, but the weather in most places isn't cooperating, is it? It's not a spring day here. It's cloudy and super windy and cool, but I needed some spring inspiration this morning. Don't you feel like we're just kind of waiting right now? It's like every day waiting for the next day to be better. But we're going to take advantage of that here. I'm here to talk about that. And actually, I have to share another thing that's making me think of spring. Look at this beautiful little paperweight. A girlfriend of mine who we did the spa day together, she gifted us these. She made these, but look at all the little flowers in there. I have it sitting right here on my desk by me to keep reminded me of spring too. What do you think about when you think about spring? I mean, we think about renewal, we think about rebirth, we think about hope. And so that's what's getting us through these days that aren't feeling quite so spring-like is hope. And you know what? With it brings an energy, and it brings that energy because, you know, you listen to the birds sing, you see them building nests, you start seeing green on the trees, and the butterflies start appearing. And I love the smell of the fresh air, and the grass starts getting greener, and we hear the crickets chirping and the frogs, and you know, just all of those things, tulips, flowers starting to bloom. It makes us feel good, and it brings us hope. And it is really a time to think about, what does that mean for you? We talk about getting rid of the old and making room for the new in the spring. What does that mean for you? I think the most common thing we think about is spring cleaning, but there is so many more things than just spring cleaning that cleaning out the old to make room for the new can mean. It might mean letting go of grudges and resentments. When you think about holding on to those, they really only hurt ourselves. They do nothing for the person that we have those against. So trying to let go of those and replace that and make room for love and compassion and kindness. That's going to bring so much more happiness and that spring feeling, and make our lives better, actually. It might be holding on to those old wounds. A lot of times we have old wounds from our past that we keep ruminating about or revisiting, and we don't even realize it. So trying to take the steps that we need to heal, it might be getting some professional help. It might be starting with thinking about what triggers you. What triggers you and make you have those emotions that come up from those old wounds, and why? Why are you still having those? Is that something you need to deal with? Or when you have those negative, those tough emotions, stop in the thinking, what triggered that? Why are you having those emotions? And being able to start working through that. I'm in this class, you guys may have heard me talk about, I've been working with this coach as a group for, it's well over 6 months. I'm starting into my second 6 months, and really learned a lot of tools for helping to deal with those old wounds and trying to get past those. They're not going to go away, really, but you learn how to deal with those and how to not let that control your life. Hi, Susan. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you can watch live. It might be letting go of old habits and creating better habits. That might be you're letting go to the old to make room for new. I'm working on that right now as I'm here trying to lose some weight, taking advantage of, at least even though it's not spring like spring should be in Arizona, I'm trying to get out and really making sure that I can change some of those habits and get more exercise in and all of that kind of stuff. And actually I'm being successful, so I'm excited. I just need to make sure I don't lose that when I get back to Wisconsin. It's really putting putting aside whatever is holding you back, whatever it might be. It could be fear, it could be limiting beliefs, and doing some self-development to work through those. When we talk about spring cleaning, that's something that we definitely think about with spring. Sometimes it's hard to get started with that. So what you really want to do is make a game plan, make a list of the things you want to do. And before you even start any cleaning, make sure you declutter. I've been trying to, when I get new clothes, to get rid of old clothes that I don't wear, so that's getting rid of old, making room for the new, but really decluttering your house, your life, but decluttering your house and donating those. That makes you feel good. That's something that feels good with spring, is to be able to get rid of those things and declutter and be able to donate them so that somebody else can use them. But starting room by room, starting from the top down, all of those things are kind of your rules for spring cleaning. But it can be it really is a chore. Not it can be a chore, it is a chore. And so get your family involved. Do things to make it fun. Dance while you do it. Really try to make it fun, to, again, bring in those good feelings that we associate with spring. I like to, in the spring, have girlfriends come over and we do a makeup bag makeover. We always have, it's decluttering our makeup bag and getting rid of those things that are expired and looking at the things that, we all have things in our makeup bag that we bought and then we can't remember what we are to use it for. So I can help them in knowing that and really help in simplifying your routine. Getting rid of all the things you don't need. If you want a basic look, these are the things you need. If you want a glam look, these are the things you need. And really getting that down to the basics based on the desired look. And actually, when I'm in person with people, then I clean their brushes for them. So that's a nice little spring cleaning for them too. But it's trying to get rid of the clutter, make room for new, having fun doing it. Of course, we have some wine and things like that, but no matter what it is, really trying to have fun in doing it. So my encouragement for you as we wait for spring weather is to think about what that means to you, what letting go of the old to make room for the new, what renewal, rebirth, what does that mean to you, and taking advantage of this time to start moving forward with that. We can do things like that at any time of the year, but it just feels right at spring because nature is coming alive and there's an excitement and there's an energy with spring and there's hope with spring, and really taking advantage of that. So that's my message for you today. Yes, that is such a great verse. And just, I love that verse. It's so relevant to what we're talking about. Thank you for sharing that, Susan. So, think about it. I hope that's my message for today. I hope it meant something to you, and I will see you again next week. Have a great day, and bring on spring. All right. Bye, you guys.